The defence chiefs of India and China are expected to meet in Moscow amid tensions along their countries' disputed border. That's according to Indian officials. Now, this would be the highest-level face-to-face political contact since tensions flared in the border region in May. China's Fenghe and India's Rajnath Singh would be holding talks on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organisation gathering in the Russian capital. New Delhi says that the request for the meeting came from Beijing. Let's find out more from Ishan Garg, who joins us now from New Delhi. Ishan, what can we expect from a meeting between India's and China's defence chiefs, given that recent de-escalation talks have already failed?
Well, the first things we should expect from this meeting is that both sides will try to perhaps come to an understanding to return back to status quo. Now, what I mean by status quo is that both countries need to pull back their armies from the Ladakh region, particularly from the Pangong Tso, the lake area in the Ladakh region where there has been a massive buildup of troops for the past 4 to 5 months. And this meeting is actually particularly important because we are seeing the two defense ministers talk to each other on such a high level despite the tensions being on the high point for the past 4 months. Now, India's Minister of External Affairs has said very recently that the only way out of this crisis is to come to a diplomatic solution, to actually sit down and talk and figure out a way in which long-lasting peace can be achieved. But at the same time, there are others in India's leadership, particularly Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his right-hand man, Mr. Amit Shah, who've used aggressive words against China. But experts say that that's more for the domestic audience, and they also agree with India's Minister of External Affairs that once the defense ministers of the two sides sit down and talk, they will be able to reach a conclusion, a solution which is peaceful, diplomatic, and hopefully long-lasting.
Ishan, India is holding a major navy exercise with Russia while its border clashes with China have continued. How do India's ties with Russia figure in their relations with China?
Well, India and Russia have been long-term partners, be it in terms of trade or be it in terms of arms deals. The reason why India's defense minister is in Russia right now is in part to discuss arms deals with Russia. So Russia is actually in a sort of a tough spot because it does not want to spoil its relationship with China, and at the same time, it does not want to spoil its relationship with India as well. Now, a number of experts are saying that Russia, it sees itself as the anchoring power in Asia, and in the past decade, the equation of power has kind of moved towards Beijing. So Russia could use this opportunity to broker a deal between India and China, not only to solidify its position in the Asian power equation, but also to counterbalance America's and Europe's influence in Asia as well. So it does have a job at hand here. It will try to use the situation to its advantage, but the tricky spot to be here, because it will try to have a decent relationship both with India and with China, and it does not want to come off as favoring one over the other.
Okay, thanks for that update, Ishan Garg, speaking to us from New Delhi.